Hi, Paul from Journey from Petrolhead again, and we're looking at the interior of the 2017 Hyundai i20 diesel that we have on test at the moment. Now, the first thing we start with is the key, which, as you'll see, is just a key. There's no buttons, no controls, it's just a key. So if you want to do remote central locking, you can't. There is central locking on the car, but the only lock is on the driver's door on the outside. So if you want to let people in on the passenger side, you got to walk around to the driver's side, unlock the car, and let them in. It's a bit 19th century Hyundai, really. Anyway, okay, let's start the dash and see what we see. So when this kicks off first, what caught me out was there's actually a tire pressure monitoring system alert that comes up, which is interesting. I didn't expect that on such a small car. That's a nice touch. Now, when we start the engine, this is what the dashboard looks like. So we have digital gauges for the temperature and for the fuel, which is a nice change. It's tidy. I like the look of it. They're probably taking a leaf from the old Jaguars, the old S-types, for example, where the fuel gauge didn't always work too well because the analog sensors went wrong. So I like the digital layout here. Seat do that as well, and the latest Jaguars have it. It's nice. It's nice and clean and tidy. We don't have many controls on the wheel. We only have a trip and a reset. And the trip literally just scrolls through the trip computer settings here, giving you various information, which is fine. I missed the phone controls because there aren't any phone controls. There's no Bluetooth connectivity in this car. I haven't seen a new car for sale. I know it's 2017, but it's the Hyundai i20. It's a newer range from Hyundai. I haven't seen a car that doesn't have phone controls for a while. It seems a bit strange to me. The other thing I noticed is we have the basic radio system here, and by basic I mean basic. This is the size of your screen. There's no satellite navigation. Okay, that's fine on a lower level car. There's just no real information on the screen. I mean, the menu is tiny. It doesn't even show me much because I've got to turn it on, which is an interesting move. Okay, I don't like the graphics. It's blue, it's old fashioned, it's 1920s. The setup, you have 4 things you can do, and you can do very little in here. And as we said on the driving video, you can't adjust the brightness. There's no way to turn the brightness of these controls down. So while the dashboard looks fine in daylight, at night this is very bright and it's reflecting in this window, the driver's window. So when I'm going to overtake somebody, my eye is caught by the dashboard illumination and I'm missing the mirror immediately, which is, it's not well thought out, Hyundai. I need to be able to lower the brightness at night. That's a bit disappointing. What I do see is we do have down here, fair play to Hyundai, we have a USB port and we have auxiliary input. That's good. We have a 12-volt charge. That's fine. We also have a cigarette lighter. Okay, fair enough. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And we've single zone climate control, so on, off, where it goes to, whether you want AC or whether you don't. Okay, in a small car that isn't really set up for long distance driving, okay, that probably makes sense. With a small glove box, we have map reading lights, which is nice. But it's not obvious actually that the map reading lights, because you turn it on and you turn it off, and for the first part of the drive we were turning this on to read the map. What we didn't realize was you push the lights. Nice touch, but not obvious. So maybe that could be made a bit more obvious for the users. And the final thing is, if you want to put on your makeup at night, there's no lights. There's no lights for the mirrors. Again, I haven't seen that in a while, and all they're going to do is shine light in the wrong part, so you won't be able to use them in the darkness. That's not fantastic. I suppose the only other thing left to say, and we referred to this on the drive, was if you look at the mirror controls on either side of the car, they're actually manually adjustable. That's fine for the driver's mirror when I'm driving, but I can't reach that when I'm driving, can I? So yeah, that's not fantastic. So I want to change it for parking, or if I want to just change it, well, I can't. Okay, and as we always do, we're looking at the rear legroom and the rear headroom. So again, I have the driver's seat where it is for me, and I have acres of room. This car is huge in the back, and the headroom is massive. You fit 6-footers in here, no problem. A lot of space in the back of this car. I do like that. I don't like the lack of a power socket, the lack of map reading lights, and again, we don't have the center armrest. So again, this is just a solid part of a seat. So the interior, as before, is not set up for children on long journeys, people who want to read newspapers. They can't do it in here because they can't charge their phones unless you want to run cables down the length of the car, and they can't read because there's no lights in the back. The final thing I'll say about the back of this car, it has manual windy windows. yeah, again, that's a bit old-fashioned. I prefer to have 4 electric windows. I know it's built to a cost, but it doesn't strike me as fantastic. So the back of this car lets it down a little bit apart from the space. So, shortly we'll come to the conclusion on this car. Do have a look at the next video, see what we think of the 2017 Hyundai i20 diesel, and don't forget, like and subscribe, we'll bring you more. Thanks very much.